Alright, so we got 2 cars here to do an aftermath. We're back at my house. We made it back to the garage, the Goose Garage, one Goose Garage. And just got back from Rochelle. So I got Adam here so that he can talk about the 2 cars that aren't here. So Adam, first off, let's start with your AMC aftermath. How'd she do?
I'd rather start with the other one.
Alright, okay, we'll start with my Cavalier that I ran, kinda. How'd that one do, Adam?
Cavalier. So that was my old Cavalier that Cody wanted to finish off. Won a trophy with it at Rochelle last year. Had a little bit of life left in it. We drove it on the trailer this morning. We drove it off the trailer when we got there. We drove it through inspection. We drove it around in circles for fun. And then Cody got in it to go out onto the track for the heat. It didn't start. Turned over, turned over, turned over. Wouldn't fire at all.
So then what happened after all the derby was done?
All the cars are going back on the trailers, and I just reached over and turned the key for fun. It fired right up. We drove it on the trailer.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with that thing. I would assume some type of a fuel issue because it was turning over hard. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. It looks like I'm shaking a little bit, but actually... Alright, hopefully that'll help. I'm probably still shaking because I still got the adrenaline pumping from running today, but I don't have to pee anymore, so hopefully that should help. Alright, so yeah, Cavalier, guys, it's still going to go to the junkyard. It's just too much of a risk for a car that doesn't have any life left in it. So, how about the AMC, Adam?
The trusty AMC. So, by now, you guys have realized that we rebuilt the whole front end on it in just a couple of weeks. And the front end is still absolutely perfect. As a matter of fact, everything except for one spot on the car is absolutely perfect. That spot's the transmission. So, car fired up, drove on the trailer this morning, drove it around the track. Everybody loved it once again. Drove out onto the track, no problems, put it in reverse, felt it pull backwards, held onto the brake. When the flag dropped, I floored it. It didn't go anywhere. I held it to the floor, and it barely creeped backwards. It drove just fine all day. Nothing wrong with it. So, 99% sure it completely burnt the tranny up whenever I floored it off the line. I'm 1% sure maybe it just needs some more tranny fluid. I don't know. But it's very disappointing. The only thing worse than watching the old Cavalier not get to go because it wouldn't fire up was driving out there to not make one hit. So, bit of bad luck has come my way now. We got a bad luck streak.
I am okay with you taking that from me. I appreciate that,
Cody
actually.
had it for the middle of the season. We both started out strong. It has clearly shifted gears. It's on to me. So, Cody did freaking awesome today.
I had a little bit of fun.
Run one of them.
Yeah,
but the other 2 were a show.
One of the cars
it was so cool.
may not have got to run, but we're going to start over here on the Chevy Tracker. If you look from this angle, she don't look too bad. We're talking a lot of percentages today, so I'm 99% sure this thing's going to the junkyard, and we'll show you why here in a minute. So, I think I made 1 hit with the front of this car. Maybe 2, it's kind of hard to remember. But,
probably a yellow car.
Bumper used to be yellow.
Oh.
She folded hard. I'm not even sure where. Oh yeah, right there.
Right there, yeah.
Okay, that's where...
It's kind of like a crush box.
Helps if you point the camera at what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right there. She kinked hard. Okay.
Just on this side's straight.
But the wheel still turn. This one's pushed back. She's touching the fender. But she still turns. Okay, so why am I shaking and not able to hold the camera so steady? Okay.
Because your adrenaline's going to wear off in about 20 minutes and you're going to hurt like hell.
So... You know those things where it's like you always know better, but every once in a while you cut a corner and then you pay for it and pay for it and pay for it?
Dearly.
Alright, take a look at this seat. Actually, I want to try to show this from the other side. Let me sneak over here. Yeah, check that out.
Riding like a gangster.
So, the first hit I made going backwards, this seat just laid over. Hard. It hurt. I could feel it in my back. I could feel where that bar hit me. So I spent the rest of the derby, I would prop my elbow, where's my finger? Come on, there we go. I'd prop my elbow right there, turn around like I was laying backwards, like I'm laying on the frickin' beach, drive backwards, and then try to lift my rear end off the ground just before I hit somebody, and then I'd slide up the seat, and then I'd fall back down in, do it all over again. That was rough. I should have probably just broke my stick, but I couldn't convince myself to do it. I got hit really hard over here, where it's all caved in here, and I remember being on top of the keg here. So
I saw that. As a matter of fact, what's scary is we all started looking at it and we remembered the back in the days of the welding the cages with the old school welders. We didn't do this cage. Every single weld, including the one holding that door bar in right there, is completely snapped. Every weld. We should be able to take this cage out with a large screwdriver.
Yeah, we'll get it out of here, and we'll use it again.
Yeah, we'll clean it up and actually put some good welds.
So, why am I saying this thing's junk? Well, okay.
It looks the same on both sides.
So as you can see, there's some attachment issues here. I'm gonna waddle my way over here. Oh, let's see if you can see the angle of that rear end.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. She's tilted down.
That ain't the way that she's supposed to be looking. And
that, ladies and gentlemen, is a frame.
Yeah, there's the frame on the trailer.
All 4 perfect body biscuits and bolts still attached.
Yep, she pulled straight out. I mean, you can see that's a.
It is perfectly flat.
that's a bend. That's pretty impressive.
We looked at this thing and said, "There's no way this frame can bend. It's a straight shot." And now we see.
Now we know where they bend.
Exactly where it kinks. Yep.
Okay, so.
If you're gonna run a tracker, do something different right there.
Yeah, well, if we ever run another one, which I don't know that I will, but if I do, we'll do something with that. Okay, so the rundown. Cavalier. It's going to the junkyard.
Toast. Didn't start.
AMC yet to be determined.
I don't like that car at all right now, but it's the end of the season for us. It's probably going to get a little bit of love. I just can't stand to give up on it. I call it the Cody Honda syndrome, I think is what it's called. Sounds good. We'll go with that.
That makes sense. All right.
Cody Honda syndrome.
Yeah. So I'll spend the rest of the winter hating that car, and we'll decide what to do with it from there. So we got one car to talk about left. I'm going to work my way back to the front. I apologize if you feel this video takes too long. It's because I'm walking slow. We have the Lumina. Ain't she a pretty sight?
I'm proud of this car, actually.
Dude, me too. For a car that didn't really get a great run last year, I got to make some hits in Green Lake last year, but I got to make some hits with this car.
And what was really fun? I got to shake the guy's hand that originally built this car.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I bought this as a pre-ran. I bought it from somebody who's, oh, forgive me, guys, brothers, cousins, something like that. Brothers, you freaking look like twins. I'm assuming brothers. Built it. Brother bought it from brother. Brother sold it to me. So I mean, this is it's kind of been passed around a little bit. I bought it as a pre-ran, and
ran it last year, and it sat for a year and fired right back up.
Yeah, and we ran her again, and we ran her hard. So, what do we got going on here?
We got a new exit hole.
That's awesome.
Case of emergency.
Guys, this is I hope you watched the video. I hope the video picked it up well. I haven't looked at it yet, but this is definitely the closest I've ever been to getting rolled over, and that was part of it. Just launched in there, and she was ready to go. We ended up not fixing this area that I was concerned about, but it held together. The sub actually still looks straight.
This side's a little better than the other.
The unibody, however, not so much. She's slightly less straight. We have doors no longer anywhere close to where they're supposed to be.
I'm already taking cars apart over here.
Don't mind Adam, he's back here stripping cars already. Yeah, we got this giant hole. We got the floor ripping away. Hold on. Oh. Something look.
This was a 4-door.
Something look wrong in there? Yeah. Fortunately, it had that tank holder in it. She got to the tank, knocked it down.
Yeah, it looks like this.
A lot of bent, a lot of welds broken. Same thing.
On both sides.
Welds could have been better. Looked like I welded it. Whatever. That's why I have Adam weld stuff. At least if it's designed to keep me alive. All right. God, that's a pretty sight.
We talked about it earlier. It was one of the first things we noticed when we were loading things up. That is the furthest. I think we're going to have to take a measurement and start writing it on the garage wall or something. But that is the closest we've got the tires to come together. Ladies and gentlemen, that rear tire you would sit back further than where that rear tire is in the back seat if you had seats in it again. It's moved a good, God, that's no exaggeration, that's got to be close to 24 inches.
Yeah, she definitely moved a lot. And take a look at that angle. I got to follow this home. I followed Adam on the way back, and then I was just smiling the whole way. Why? Because this is awesome. Just seeing how this thing folded.
This is part of your frame rail.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Perfectly centered in the car.
Yeah, she's all kinds of kinked over.
Edge of one fender, edge of the other fender. We've got a 1 inch gap where they completely have come around
that's
full circle.
That part you can't really ask for much better. But again, a lot of these cars that we buy, and we know they're rusty. Where'd it blow out?
Right there.
It's these seams.
Yep. This whole speaker deck seams.
Yeah, she's all completely blown apart. Yep. And it's a common thing for these cars. And don't buy the rusty ones. Sorry guys, I'm going to buy the ones that I feel are a good deal. Typically I drive forward in a W body. I drove backwards a lot more than I usually do with this one.
I buy 3 rusty ones before I bought 1 clean one for the same price.
Right? Yeah. So, yeah, that speaker deck has definitely moved a ton. She's moved a long way.
Got the old Crown Vic bow going on.
Yeah, it definitely moved quite a bit.
It took me a long time to figure out how to do that.
So let's take a look and get the last little bit here on the front. I'm thinking somebody drove up on me.
Yeah,
I'm not. Oh, there's a green car. There was a green car out there. I remember that.
There's quite a bit of green on your front bumper. I think that was Josh. I can't remember. I mean, I got the best seat in the house, of course, for the whole freaking heat.
And here we go. Same story. This one, the sub is bent.
Yeah, she kinked right there pretty hard.
And the unibody is very, very, very bent. And
they said we had a broken motor mount on the other side before we get started, but I don't remember.
My most common issue. Yeah, that's fun. We got a freewheeling steering wheel. So the back obviously must have dropped. I didn't even look at it. Oh no, actually she's still in there. So one way or the other, steering pulled out.
I think it's shifted.
Yeah, it's definitely seen better days.
Should be over here.
So goals were go to Rosholt.
Junk 4 cars.
Junk 4 cars. So where are we at? We've junked 3.5 cars.
Yeah.
We're not sure on one.
It's just too rare of a car. I know we have 3 of them, so it can't be that rare. But I just feel like that might be a little. Those aren't going to come around forever. So
yeah.
We'll always be able to get Luminas, I'm sure.
Today's not the day. Everybody, any of you folks out there that know, don't make decisions after a derby. No. That's just not how it works. However, I will tell you, this thing's junk. So
yes.
We've got a couple cars that we need to strip. This thing's going to get stripped. I got a buddy that actually wants the motor out of this car, it sounds like. So we're going to get to work. Not today. I'm going to go work on putting some videos up for you guys. And I'm going to probably ice myself, and I'm going to make a Bloody Mary. So hope you guys enjoyed the videos. Enjoyed Rosholt. One of my... God, I love that place.
Yeah, that's a fun one. That's a concrete track, too. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a blast. And that's one of the downfalls. I know this video's getting long, guys. Sorry. But you can see, I'm just roasting the freaking diggers off of this thing while they're spinning across the track. It was awesome, though. So, thanks for following along. As always, love you guys. Appreciate every bit. We had a ton of people, again, come up and talk to us. That's awesome. Appreciate it. I'm going to go get a drink, as always.
Get goosed.
Oh, yeah. And I forgot an important part. This wrecked Lumina also brought home a trophy. Suppose that could be something I should have told you about, huh? There she is. 3rd place. Official Portage County Fair, Roswell, Wisconsin. Thanks for following, guys.